So, Ukraine have almost no other choice except to surrender unless they get help from, you know what I'm talking about. And there isn't any help from what I'm talking about, so bad day for them. Alright, let's focus more on the actual war that we're having right now, and not we're still gonna include the Allies, but the main war that started this is all this happening in Algeria and Morocco. Moroccan forces would push into Algeria, well, not really Algeria, but they would push back into Algerian occupied lands, but they would be stopped at Oran because there's heavy armed forces in Oran. So,
cats and dogs.
Alright,
Every day. Nothing new.
So Oran is, wait, let me put by the way, this is paint.net if anyone does not know. This is paint.net. You can, I'll do a tutorial after this video how to do paint.net videos, but for now we're just gonna, do the actual war. Heavy resistance from Oran. Oh, I did not need to color that into the ocean. Heavy resistance from Oran. Why is it doing that? Wait, do I have the right tool? Yeah, I have the right tool, but like, why is it going over the border? Wait. Because it's going over the border. It's not what it's supposed to do, and it's a little bit lighter than Algeria, so I'm not sure why that's happening. Now it's turning orange. I'm not sure. Choose this color. Make it all the way. So, the heck. Oh yeah. So resistance it's helping right now. And here's where these three countries come to help now, which has been doing nothing for the past few months. They would make a landing in Tunis without the Algerians expecting, because there's literally no troops in Tunisia. All of them are stationed over here for the last battle, but most of the troops are not even focused on Tunisia. They're really focused on Algeria. So, the Algerians would push the British, Germans, and French back because they didn't really send that much troops. They wouldn't really expect that much resistance from Algeria and Tunisia, but there is resistance like this. So they would clean up the mess in Western Sahara, and while the Algerians are distracted on that, they'll sneakily take Marrakesh back and push into the Tindouf region, taking it. And Morocco is surprised by Algeria's doings and makes them triggered because they find the Western Saharans refugees in the Tindouf refugees and is furious at Algeria for letting the Western Saharans do that. So, and honestly, after the war, they would just go to other countries like Libya, but some countries will not let them, but others will. So, after letting Morocco see that, Algeria's a little tiny bit embarrassed, but not embarrassed because they save people's lives. And they push them back out of Tindouf, and focus is more on Morocco again and getting the restoration of Western Sahara. They take Western Sahara's former capital, and now Morocco is getting invaded from two sides. Now, the two countries agreed to something. Do not bomb the major cities. Do not plunder the major cities. If we do, then you become a dictator. So, when they got to Oran, they were gonna, but then the Algerians found out that they're in, that they're even in, they're even in Oran. So, they would push in, probably by now taking Marrakesh, and has one goal, split Morocco in two, and they would do it. And as a sign of encirclement, they will have to take Morocco, like this part of Morocco. Now, there's not many Moroccans in the Western Saharan place, so they'll just take over the whole country as the Moroccans literally get cooked. And Algeria says, you can have a lot of land from Morocco because I don't need most of it, because I'm already a really big country, but you can take a lot of the land from Morocco. So they would push Morocco all the way up to the highly military Spanish enclaves. The blue team would try to land in Tunis again, taking a lot of Tunisia. This time, Algeria would not expect it at all. Like, literally, they have no troops stationed there. And Tunisia would have to surrender. As they move in to Algeria, they get stopped by the Sahara Desert, and the Algerian troops push them out of the Sahara Desert part. Listen, Algiers is like right here. Constantine is right here. So, if the French actually get to this position right there, then it will be a major battle, like literally. Because they have a lot of troops stationed in that area. And Algiers and Oran. But we don't mind this madness here. So, Morocco would get pushed to the borders all the way to Spanish Morocco, but then Spain and Morocco would make a landing, mainly focused on getting back the major cities of Morocco, not really capturing anything of Algeria. They'll do that after they get their economy stored, because their economy is very low right now, because they almost got destroyed, like literally. If Spain did not help them, they would get destroyed. Like literally. So, thank Spain for that, Morocco. Because you would not be alive if Spain did not help you. In that moment. At least. So, as we know, Constantine is right over here. And they get back to the coast that they were on. They thought it was a new sea, which really they're in a colonization form. Listen, Constantine is right over here. They're like a few kilometers away from Constantine. But they won't get to Constantine as armed Algerians. Listen, Algeria is not weak, alright? It's one of the top 20, alright? At least top 30. I know it's somewhere in the top 30. And I think by 2027, which the date by now is like 2030. So, right now, Algeria is rocking. They're like top 15 right now. And they will be soon top 10. So, because they're literally 12th place. So as they push into Tunisia, Tunisia it comes back, and they capture all this back again. By the way, I haven't really been simulating this war because they really don't want to do anything to each other. I mean, they are allies with Algeria, and Algeria is as mean as Germany up here. Yeah. And they were really mean to Italy World War II because they were doing absolutely nothing. So, yeah. Algeria is doing the same thing, and Italy feels heartbroken. So, they said, "I'm sorry, France, but you gotta go." And they said, like, "Traitor! Like, we had a deal!" And then they would push into Italy. As German forces arrived, they would capture Milan. But Italian and Algerian forces will arrive here and take back most of Italy back and Milan. But listen, nukes kinda apply here. You can't use them often, but the UK would decide to bomb literally the Sahara Desert, which is literally nothing, and they'll literally lose. I know that's a really bad mistake that the British did. And they just wasted one nuke on something that they don't even, like, first of all, the Algerians don't even know about it, so that's kind of a W for them. But second of all, who even wants to fight here? You can't get here, it's landlocked, so why would you do that? Just bomb the coast somewhere that's not a city, because the deal is you can't bomb cities. So the Algerians would just notice that it's, like, literally, they would look on the map and it says that here is British occupied territory. They're like, "What do you mean? There's literally nothing here," until they see the destruction and dead camels and stuff. There's a lot of camels here, this Sahara Desert. They would be like, "What happened here? There's literally no British soldiers. We guard this place 24/7. Well, not when the nuke hit, which was a pretty smart plan by the British. And they would be like, "What happened here?" So they had to invade it. Like, the British had to invade it if it was British occupied territory. They would ask the map makers and they would tell them the news, because the map makers can't lie to a military, a strong military of a country that's literally top 10 now. By the way, it's been like, it's 2031 now, and Algeria would just be, "Alright, we'll take it back, I guess," and they'll take it back. By the way, with the Algerian and Italians working together, Morocco would take Rabat and Casablanca from here, and take Marrakesh, and they were not really focused on Algerian territories, just Western Sahara and their own. So they would push into Algeria a little bit, not knowing that it's Algeria, because they do not recognize that part of Algeria as Algeria. So they would get to Western Sahara, and they would blitz through Western Sahara. Only thing left of Western Sahara would be this one pixel. Alright? So By the way, I got the free version of Paint.net. It might be better than the paid version, but I did not pay for it. Just buy the .pdn one. It's free. It's probably the same thing. You could do the same thing in the unpaid version. I didn't get the unpaid. I didn't get the paid version. I just got the unpaid version, which is free, and it's probably better. Well, maybe not better than the Microsoft one, but when you do download Paint.net, by the way, this is only on PC. So, but when you do Paint.net, you should do the .pdn. So Moroccans would push into this part of Algeria. I'm not sure if this is terrain or something, but it doesn't look like it. You see, it's not terrain. It just does that at random times. So they would capture Tindouf again, because they captured all their land. And French soldiers and German soldiers train for very hot weather. They'll go into the oil reserves of Algeria, because most of the oil reserves are really in the Sahara, because there's a lot of oil there. That's why a lot of Arab countries but after seeing what is going on with the war, the OIC, which, by the way, I also did a war between Sudan and South Sudan, because I just downloaded Paint.net, so I did like a test. We'll get to the Ukraine-Russia war raid later, but the Arab countries / OIC countries would decide to go on Algeria's side. 1, 2. We'll do the game, yeah. 3, 4. By the way, this is like real time, so. Togo just would not join the war. They just would not want to. They just want peace. Oh, right, I guess. I think the DRC is also OIC. Tell me if this is correct, guys, in the comments. Oh my! What? Alright, let me erase. Yeah. I did not mean to do that. Why is that? You see, like, sometimes like it glitches, and you can't even do the video right, and then it's embarrassing, and then people will hate comment on you. And this is what is happening right now. See, like why does it do that? You see, like I gotta like zoom in like all the way to like the pixels for them to even join. By the way, Israel will not be joining this war because that's like way too realistic, and you know. Anyway. Thought that was too for some reason. But then Algeria would use 3 nukes. One right in the middle of France, like it's a really big one. 2 in London, which that's like a smaller one. And actually, around like 4. And 3 in Eastern Germany. 4 in Frankfurt. Algerian Air Force would immediately go there to do a full-scale invasion and would literally split France in half. Oh, this is definitely relatable to the French. Very relatable. Now, France is split into 4 regions. One is encircled, which is Brittany. And also this one is encircled. So I don't think France would even survive this, especially with Italian forces and Algerian forces together, and Algeria right now is number 9. So that would be hard for France to handle. And also Catalonian rebels will rise against Spain, and Galician rebels will uprise and will declare war on Spain. And also some other groups like here and here, Granada. Which Madrid is right over here. It's literally encircled by 1, 2, 3. And they'll try as hard as they could to get Madrid, and they will, making this spot encircled. Viva! Let me say it correctly. Viva la surrender. Surrender. Which I don't know what it means, but I think it means like we will surrender or something. Very, very, very normal for France. No disrespect to French people, it's just that a lot of the times they say like we'll never surrender, and then they surrender, especially in World War II. So they get Spain. So what this is basically saying is that Morocco's cooked, and UK would say a little help to Portugal, and Portugal would say, I'm not sure. I'm encircled by the red team. I'm not sure. Scottish rebels will arise. Oh wait, I forgot to color this part of Northern Ireland. The Irish will go on the red team. And they will take Northern Ireland, which is basically what they wanted. And the UK would be like, no! Not Northern Ireland. So as Scotland starts to invade, they stay there. And will take their land that they want and leave the war. and have the border as right here. By the way, England is getting cooked by the Algerians. Their economy is going hella down. And England says you'll never surrender, as they're literally getting full-on scale invaded. Like, this is like really high scale invasion right now. So that's done with. By the way, for all the brain rotted kids, I'm sorry. Sorry for all the people who want the green meme reset, and I know it's happening, but for all the brain rot kids, will. Look at this number. Look at this number. Just look at it. And once I'm looking at it, then I will. Yeah, rewind the video if you want to see it again, brain rot kids. I hate that number now. I got a 6-7 plushie for Christmas, and I was sad, but also at the same time happy because I liked 6-7, but when I heard about the Great Meme Reset, then I had to dislike it now. I don't have to dislike it, I just can't say it. At least not for another 10 years. And also Germany would be cooked by the Algerian, English, and French forces. Because, by the way, they made England and France into puppets, and so will Germany. But after the war, they'll probably not have puppets, and they will probably not have puppets and just leave them as a smaller country. If they actually win the war, though. You never know. Never know what I have in my mind. I feel like 15 is too much to the point where it even messes up the borders and stuff. And also they can't advance that quick. So we'll just do 9. I don't think that's big enough to ruin the borders. Yeah, it's not big enough to ruin the borders. So what? Something will uprise in Western Sahara. A Western Saharan rebellion, which I'm surprised people still live in this region. But this will be the Western Saharan's land. Literally, the same place that Morocco took. About the same place that Morocco took. From Western Sahara, well, at least as they recognize, just got independent and is uncomfortable with Morocco leading them. Which is crazy, because they accepted it for a few years, but then some of them wanted to stay in Morocco because they would be stronger, but some of them don't, and I guess they changed their mind. All of them don't want to be under Morocco's rule, and also Mauritanian troops would help them. So Western Sahara will be officially independent. And Morocco will be like, no, how did I lose this? Blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh. Don't mind the orange parts in the ocean. It's just because it's just there. Alright? Don't blame me for it. There's many mistakes in this video. I'm sorry. But I just started using paint.net like a few days ago, and I just learned how to make these types of videos. And Portugal would literally surrender. They would be like, there's no other choice. I have to surrender. And back in the war with Ukraine. Wait, I just made a huge mistake. I forgot the US. Oh shoot. But they probably would not even be doing anything anyway. They would just be watching the chaos until they take over Morocco. Moroccan people will probably hate the US for that. In this scenario, Moroccan people love the US in real life. So the US will make a landing. By the way, a good idea to actually do is to just completely erase the orange parts of the ocean and put them as depth marks. That'll look kind of cool. So, the US, the strongest military in the world, at least in 2026, right now, will absolutely smack Algeria's butts. But when I feel like that England, by the way, I'm just gonna erase this border. Oh no. Irish people will be very mad at that. I'm very sorry. Right? Playing the game. It's not really a game, it's just like a mapping kind of thing. Alright. So, the border is erased from Ireland to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland is a thing. They'll keep it as a region of Ireland, but they won't keep it as a country. Which Northern Irish people will be mad that they're not their own country, but they'll say, at least we're under a better country now, instead of being under T control. So they'll literally, probably not that fast, but like the Algerians, French, Germans, English, all that stuff. And Scottish. Also, I forgot the Scottish there. They're on the British puppet side. So, the US would just say, let's just end this war. Russia would say, no, they still haven't gotten Ukraine, and USA would literally almost swear at Russia for not letting World War III end. This is kind of like a world war, like a small-scale world war, because a lot of countries entered this war. I was confused on which mouse button to use. By the way, Snake Island is around like here. So I don't know why so much people forget about Snake Island. Like even some mapping apps forget about Snake Island. At least Roblox Control Europe does not. I'll keep playing these mapping videos and mapping games like Control Europe and Nations Roleplay 3 and Country Ball World and Roblox. Or I could just play like Hoi 4 or not Hoi 4, I don't have Hoi 4. Age of History 3 and 2, depending on what you guys want, but probably 3 because it's more accurate. Or I could just do mapping apps like this. like map chart maybe. Map chart is almost like this, but I feel like this is a little bit better because, like, you know. By the way, credit to OBS Studio, Paint.net, Microsoft Edge, and Microsoft Clipchamp for making me, help making me. Wait, no. I don't know how to speak English right now. Alright. For helping me make this video. Yeah. Accurate English for once. So 11 apparently had an effect, but apparently not 15. I'll just erase. That could be a solution. Then color it in with the recolor, because honestly I feel like Russia would just annex Ukraine and not leave a single part of it left. So yeah, Russia has that and is probably gonna invade Belarus soon, but that could be for another video. So these borders do not look nice, so I'll handwrite them. What happened with okay. So now I know that we cannot use 11 with the brush. Because look at these borders. What are these borders? Like, I can't even 5? Maybe? Alright, that's pretty accurate. Then Sudan. No. Okay, why is this blue in DRC? Someone tell me how to play this game accurately, and why is this border left? Cause I saw in the video that I'm not supposed to do aliased rendering. Like I'm not supposed to do initialized rendering, and I'm supposed to do aliased rendering. So please tell me, someone please tell me why that applies, and why do I need to do it, and also why is there colors appearing in my map for absolutely no reason. I didn't even color them. Oh my gosh, what the? I did not say 6,400%. What is this game talking about? It's not even a game. Why do I keep calling it a game? It's not a game, Zachy. Anyway. Wait, no, I forgot. So, I need to do the eraser. Zoom in. Boom, 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 boom. Erase, 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 erase. Erase, 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 erase. Erase, erase. So, alright, so, they're not gonna fully annex them, but they're gonna take some land for them. I don't, okay. I'm not sure if I should just cut to the video to when I finish cleaning up all this mess. But I'm just gonna make you watch it. You can just skip and so the border will look like this and then curves when it goes to Western Sahara. Also, let me just fix this border. Oh wait, I forgot that Western Sahara's annexing some of Morocco from the war. You're welcome, Western Saharans. Sorry if I did not do the video that you want the way you wanted it to go. You can do it by yourself and do a video like that. But I just do what my idea says. My idea today said, make Algeria win an Algerian-Moroccan war with nukes and allies. So I said, alright, that sounds like a pretty good idea. See, like, and also, why do the borders erase? Like, I'm not too sure about that.
Okay, I found this on the web for why did the border...
Sorry, guys, that was Siri. I did not expect that to go off. When I even heard Siri's voice, not know what it was. Oh, wait, no. I knew what it was. It was Siri. I should stop saying that.
Yes, please.
Alright. That was my mom. Because that was her phone. Alright. So that's the borders. I'm not gonna uncolor them because that would just take too much time and it will be boring. So here is the outcome of the whole map. I drew the borders, handwritten. By the way, do not like blame me of the borders of the Middle East. They are not united, alright? So this is the outcome. Whatever the thicker borders are, which means that wherever they annexed from another country. So Morocco is just a pretty small country. I feel like it's comparable to size to, like, let's see. Also, Scotland broke away from the United Kingdom, and Northern Ireland broke away from the United Kingdom and joined Ireland. Actually, Ireland took them over, so. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you want more like this, make sure to hit subscribe and like. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.